out to Money Brown, man. Respect Junior. My boy Money Brown, he get a lot of money, that's why I call him Money Brown. And look at some Brian Custer from Showtime Championship Boxing. I gotta give him a big shout out to Money Brown TV. This is T. Espinosa from Showtime Sports. Shout out to Money Brown TV.
Yo, what's going on out there, Fight World? It's your boy Money back with another one. And we talking the number one heavyweight in the world, the baddest man on the planet, Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. You understand me? He is the number one welterweight in the world. He is the biggest man on the planet. He is the biggest puncher on the planet. You dig what I mean? You got these cats out here talking about Tyson Fury as the number one heavyweight. Tyson Fury is the number one heavyweight. Come on, stop playing with me, man. Respect the Tyson Fury, and I love everything he does, man. Yes, he's good for boxing. He's a showman. He know how to entertain. Let's say that. He know how to entertain. You know, this is no knock on no country. Money Brown love the UK, but you stupid Americans out here that's trying to dog Deontay Wilder out and discredit this man. You understand me? This goes for any American out there who's talking about Deontay Wilder is not the number one heavyweight. Gervonta Davis, you crazy. Tim Bradley, you're crazy. You understand me? And all you other Americans out there that believes that Deontay Wilder is not the number one heavyweight. You understand what I'm saying? Shoot yourself in the head with a bullet. Point blank, period. You know, Deontay Wilder is already on the verge of greatness. He's already a phenomenal heavyweight. 9 title defenses. You dig what I'm saying? Passed up the great Jack Johnson. Tied with Mike Tyson. Tied with Lennox Lewis. Joe Frazier. And I think it's one more person, man, with 9. And I think he's going to tie Muhammad Ali with 10. He's going to tie Muhammad Ali with 10. You see what I'm saying? This historical shit he's doing out here in these boxing streets. Historical. You dig? Now Tyson Fury. Yes, he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko, that was we're not gonna do that. He beat Vladimir Klitschko. He beat him. He became the man that beat the man. He became the unified lineal champion. Yes, that was Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury screwed that up by going out there doing drugs, partying too much. You did, and fucking his own career up. Credit, he got it back on track. Much power to him. Much power to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one to kick a man while he's down. And I love a comeback story, and I like to see, you know, every individual thrive in this boxing game because it's not easy. It's not easy. You dig what I mean? Then y'all was saying it was Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, who just got his ass knocked out by Andy Ruiz. You see what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua, who been running from Deontay Wilder. Let's call it how it is. I'm not saying he was afraid of him, but he been running. He been running, listening to his team who was trying to get Wilder all these goddamn, obstacles to jump over. And Wilder, he agreed to everything, and they still didn't want to fight him. You want to know why? Because Wilder knew he was the best. He knew what he was going to do to Anthony Joshua. He knew what he was going to do to Anthony Joshua. That's how much he believed in himself. But y'all to give him no credit. Y'all to give him no credit, and y'all forget everything he did to try to make that fight happen. But y'all to turn around and say he ducked Anthony Joshua. Y'all to turn around and say he ducked Anthony Joshua. Clown-ass Americans. You clown-ass Americans. That's all y'all are is clowns. That's all y'all are is clowns. You dig what I mean? Now Andy Ruiz that made history on the cherry pick gone wrong, and now y'all try to put him over Deontay Wilder. Are you crazy or are you dumb? Do you know what Deontay Wilder would do to Andy Ruiz? And it's just me keeping it real. And respect to Andy. Yes, he did what he had to do against Anthony Joshua to put himself, on top of the world. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. But Deontay Wilder been on top of the world. You understand me? He been on top of the world. You see what I'm saying? And you cats out there talking about skills and what Tyson Fury possesses. And, man, he beat Tom Schwartz. Tom Schwartz. Credit to Tom Schwartz. He did what he had to do to get himself in position to fight for a title. Not even a title. I'm sorry, a lineal title that ain't even fucking being shown. You see what I'm saying? But he put himself in position to have a big fight against Tyson Fury, and I respect that. I respect it. But what would Wilder would have done to that man in 30 seconds? 30 seconds. He'd have been on his ass, out cold. on his ass and out cold. And y'all praising Tyson Fury over beating that man? Wait a minute, hold on, let me sit the fuck up. We gonna talk today. Y'all praising Tyson Fury for beating that man, Tom Schwartz, who couldn't beat a Dominique Brazil in my opinion. He cannot beat a Dominique Brazil. He cannot beat a Luis Ortiz. He probably can't beat a Gerald Washington. He probably can't beat a Arthur Spilker. He probably can't beat motherfucking Chris Arreola. But y'all praise Tyson Fury for beating that man, talking about, oh, he's looking like Muhammad Ali. Man, what the fuck? He's looking like Muhammad Ali. He's looking like Muhammad Ali, a man that never defended his title. You understand me? When that man won them titles, he got script. That man never defended them titles, not once. And we got Deontay Wilder with 9 title defenses. You dig what I mean? 9 title defenses. On the verge of being 10-time Muhammad Ali and eventually passing him. Y'all dudes better wake up. You dumb, stupid ass Americans. Y'all better wake up and understand what's going on right now. Because in all nationality, Deontay Wilder is the hottest fighter in America. He's the biggest fighter in America. He's a heavyweight, man. He's a heavyweight. And in the heavyweight division, what we want? We want knockouts. In the smaller weight classes, okay, you want to see skills, you want to see this, you want to see that. But when you talking about the heavyweight division, and when we talk about knockouts, the heavyweight division is the epitome of knockouts. The heavyweight division is the epitome of, all it takes is one punch. In case y'all didn't remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? In case y'all didn't remember it. And when you look at the heavyweight division, you don't see many skillful fighters like skillful like that. So let's not play games right now. Let's not play games. And all the ones that are skillful, Wilder will put them on their ass. He will put them on their ass. So what is that saying? Y'all want to say he has no skills, but he has a bronze medal. You understand me? He has a bronze medal in the Olympics, but y'all want to say he got no skills. Last time I checked, you got to jab and set your punches up to land a big right? And he jabbed the shit out of people and set it up perfect. And the man is a sniper with that right when he's setting it up. He's a sniper, man. He's a sniper, bro. And he got a good hook. And he athletic. Yes, he's awkward. You know what I mean? But when we talking about the heavyweight division, man, all we looking for is knockouts. And when we see Wilder, he can carry his power from the first to the end, so he's not a slouch. He don't get sluggish. Sometimes he can get wild and tire himself out a little bit. But Wilder is not a slouch or a sluggish puncher. He's not out there just throwing to just try to catch you. No, he's setting things up. You know what I mean? He's setting things up. But these cats out here want to say Tyson Fury is the #1 heavyweight. Teofimo Lopez, he bet the house on Tyson Fury. Are you stupid or are you dumb, kid? Are you stupid or are you dumb, kid? Bet the house on him. Bet the house on him and have your ass sleeping in one of them camping bags somewhere. Play with him if you want to. Then you got these clowns running around here bigging up Tyson Fury now because Anthony Joshua lost. That's what I mean by clowns and suckers, man. They will find any way to discredit Deontay Wilder. Any way to discredit him and build up the next man. And it don't matter who the next man is. As long as his name ain't Deontay Wilder, they go big him up. You dig what I mean? They go big him up. It can be a goddamn Joe Blow from NASA. Joe Blow can come anywhere. He can come from Pluto on this earth right now. Can be 0-1. Never did nothing in his career. Knock somebody out in the heavyweight division and then praise him over Deontay Wilder. Then you got catch up trying to save face. I'm going for Wilder, but I just don't think he can beat this person. I just don't think it. I just can't see it. He Wilder this, Wilder that. Nah, you're not going for him, bro. You're not going for him, because if you're going for somebody, you riding. Win, lose, or draw, you are riding, bro. You are riding. So save all that trying to save face shit, so when Wilder go out there and knock a motherfucker out, you can say, well, I was going for him. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you wasn't. What you was trying to do is save face and try to hedge your bet, but it don't work this way. Save that punk ass shit. Keep it over there. Because what the Bronze Bomber is doing is making history. He gonna continue to make history. He gonna continue to prove you cats wrong. Now y'all say he ain't the biggest thing, right? He ain't the biggest thing. But tell me, how the fuck was Joshua going to make his biggest payday against Deontay Wilder? But he ain't the biggest thing, right? He ain't the biggest thing, but he's Joshua who's making millions, 30 millions, 40 millions, 50 millions, however y'all want to put it, right? Wilder ain't making no money. Wilder is not a draw. Wilder is not this. But Anthony Joshua was making his biggest payday against Deontay Wilder. All right? Tyson Fury made his comeback. Had two fights. How come nobody was trying to sign him then? How come ESPN didn't run to him when he came back? Huh? How come they didn't strike out and run right to him when he came back? He looked good in them two fights, right? He looked damn good in them two fights. But it's when he came up against Deontay Wilder. And credit, he put on a great performance. I like that performance by Tyson Fury. He made Wilder work, but I understood it. You know, Wilder eye was kind of swole up and had him rushing a little bit. But nonetheless, Wilder knocked his ass out. Whether you like it or not. If you can say Tyson Fury won that fight, I can say Deontay Wilder knocked his ass out. See what I'm saying? It was a draw. The fight was a draw. I respect it as a draw. But if you cats go sit in my face and say Tyson Fury won that fight, then I got the right to say Deontay Wilder knocked him out. Point blank, period. But back to the fucking cause at hand. How come ESPN and Top Rank weren't trying to sign him after he had 2 wins under his belt when he came back? It's only after he fought Deontay Wilder that they ran and broke their necks to fuck up the rematch with Wilder and Fury, because they understood. They understood that Wilder was going to knock him the fuck out in the rematch. They didn't want to lose it. They didn't want to jeopardize it. They saw what he did. He had a nice little performance, and they wanted to pick him up and make money off of him. Because they understand what that skin color can do for you. Let's just keep it real. They understand what that skin color can do for you. See what I'm saying? Especially after fighting the number 1 heavyweight in the world and surviving because the referee helped you out. You understand? Because Jack Reese helped you out. And that allowed you to make $100 million right after Deontay Wilder. Right after Deontay Wilder. But Wilder ain't the biggest thing in boxing. Quit playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. I tell you clowns every day, Monty Brown ain't the one, bro. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. You see? But they'll break their necks and praise Tyson Fury for beating Tom Schwartz. Knocking out Tom Schwartz. But here we got Wilder that knocked out every motherfucker that he faced, including Tyson Fury, in my opinion. He knocked out everybody that he faced, including Tyson Fury. But they won't give him his praises. They won't give him his just due. But Fury come bring a Tom Schwartz in the ring. Tom Schwartz. You see what I'm saying? And these cats, oh my God, it's just amazing. Look at the and then this motherfucker Tim Bradley had the nerves to say Tyson Fury is the heavyweight turns Crawford. He's the heavyweight turns Crawford. Man, quit playing with me, man. Terrence Crawford is a fucking killer. A killer. And for you to disrespect him like that, you bald head, peanut brittle, Pokemon looking ass boy, for you to disrespect Terrence Bud Crawford like that, you better get it together, boy. You know, we know Ruslan Provodnikov knocked a lot of sense out your ass, and Earl would have finished you off. But you better get it together, Tim Bradley. Up there clowning like that, man. Talking about the heavyweight Terrence Crawford. Man, quit playing. Because he can switch southpaw. Man, that man don't look nowhere as good as Terrence Crawford in that ring. Nowhere as near as good as Terrence Crawford in that ring. And he don't fight like Terrence Crawford when he turns southpaw. So stop playing, Tim Bradley, man. You just trying to find a way to discredit Wilder. Talking about he's the number 1 heavyweight. First you had Joshua as the number 1. Now it's Tyson Fury. Now it's Tyson Fury after Joshua, huh? Because he went in there and beat a Tom Schwartz. A Tom Schwartz. Man, this shit is laughable, yo. It's laughable. It's laughable. But guess what? Numbers don't lie. You dig? Numbers don't lie. And what Wilder is doing is amazing and phenomenal, bro. Amazing and phenomenal. And he's standing on everything that he believes in, and he ain't changing up. That's why I love him. That's why I'm going to keep supporting him. And you clown-ass Americans out here that act like y'all so for steroids and this, that, and the third. But y'all love Anthony Joshua, who ain't signed to the Vital Clean Boxing Program. But y'all a dog out Wilder, who is signed to the Vital Clean Boxing Program. You know what I mean? It's crazy with these cats, man. You can't win, you can't lose. You can't win, you can't lose. But I'm going to tell you one thing. We go ride for Deontay Wilder. We go give him the credit and the just due that he deserves. You know? We go appreciate him as the American heavyweight champion of the world. Let me rephrase that. We go appreciate him as the African American heavyweight champion of the world. Since y'all want to play that type of game. You know, Andy Ruiz is a Mexican American, but they praise him as the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. You see? So let's praise Wilder as the African heavyweight champion of the world. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I'm looking at stories change left to right. I mean, some of these cats, they had Wilder as number 2. Soon as Joshua lose, they put him as number 3. Number 3. That's crazy to me. And I'm not going to leave Luis Ortiz out, because we know Luis Ortiz is one hell of a fighter. And I think Luis Ortiz will beat Tyson Fury. I think Luis Ortiz will beat Anthony Joshua. I think Luis Ortiz will beat Andy Ruiz. But nobody's beating Deontay Wilder. Nobody is beating Deontay Wilder. You dig? And nobody is doing what Deontay Wilder is doing. Like I said, if you get past Luis Ortiz and he fight Tyson Fury, that's back to back to back to back. He fought the top of the top, the creme de la creme, the killers in the division. And that itself deserve all the praises in the world, man. It deserve all the praises in the world. So I ain't listening to these chumps out there. I ain't listening to no ESPN, nobody else, list of top heavyweights, because I know Deontay Wilder is the number 1 heavyweight in the world. I ain't listening to you suckers' excuses. I ain't listening to you cats talk about this, talk about that. Because if you ain't go praise the accolades of Deontay Wilder, but you go praise the accolades of the next man, we already know your agenda. We already know your agenda, man. We already know. Point blank period. Deontay Wilder is the number 1 heavyweight in the world. He is the baddest man on the planet. He is the biggest thing in boxing right now, today as we speak. And nothing is going to change that. Nothing. Point blank period. Nothing. He's the reason these cats go get their biggest paydays. Dig what I mean? He is the face of boxing. And that's just what it is. Until then, this your boy Monty. This the NSBC moving. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit them thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to donate, it's in the description. And I'll be back with another one, family. Till it's day.